Jonah Reed opened his eyes slowly. His head hurt. The air smelled cold and metallic. He tried to move, but his arms were tied behind the chair. His legs too. The room was dark, except for one bright light above him. He blinked and looked around. There were two other people in the room. One was his sister, Maya. The other was Kale, his best friend and fellow soldier. Both of them were tied to chairs, just like him. Both awake. Both scared. Then came the sound. A heavy door opened behind him with a loud clang. Footsteps. Not human. Slow. Sharp. Heavy. A tall figure entered the room. Its skin was dark gray. Its eyes were black, without any light. It wore armor that looked like it was made from bones and fire. It wasn't human. It wasn't friendly. It was an Uroth. The Uroth were not just aliens. They were something more. Something older. Something dangerous. They didn't come to conquer. They came to judge. To test. To decide if a species was worth keeping alive, or not. The alien walked to the center of the room. It looked at Jonah. Then it looked at Maya. Then at Kale. It raised one long finger and pointed it at Jonah. "You are the chosen one," the Uroth said. Its voice was deep, like metal grinding against stone. "You are human. You are leader. You will choose." Jonah's mouth was dry. He said nothing. He just stared. The Uroth continued. "You will choose one to live. The other dies now. What will you do?" The words hit like a hammer. Jonah's heart started beating faster. He looked at Maya. Tears were already in her eyes. She was his younger sister. A doctor. A mother of 2 children, waiting for her back on Earth. He looked at Kale. Kale was calm. Strong. He had been through many battles with Jonah. They saved each other many times. This was not a normal test. This was a trap. A moral trap. "No," Jonah said. His voice was weak. "I won't choose." The Uroth stepped closer. "You must. This is the test. One life. One death. No other option. Choose." Jonah shook his head. "Why are you doing this?" "To understand humans," said the alien. "To see your truth. Do you save family? Do you save friend? Do you choose with logic? Or with heart? Your answer decides your fate. Your species watches through you." Jonah breathed hard. The pressure was crushing him. He couldn't think. He couldn't move. His hands shook against the ropes. Then, Maya spoke. "Jonah," she said softly. "Look at me." He turned to her. Her face was calm now. Her eyes strong, not afraid. "You have to choose me," she said. "I have a family. I have kids. They need me." Jonah felt his heart break. Then Kale spoke. "No," Kale said. "She has a future. She matters. I'm a soldier. I've done my part." Jonah looked back and forth between them. "No," he whispered again. The Uroth walked behind him now. The alien's voice was colder. "Time is ending, human. Choose. Or I kill both." Jonah's mind raced. Sweat dripped from his face. This wasn't a fair test. This wasn't about choice. It was about control. It was about breaking the human heart. About seeing what pain does to the soul. He looked again at Maya. He looked again at Kale. His eyes closed. He took a deep breath. Then he opened them. He stood up. The ropes fell. The Uroth looked shocked. Jonah had used the pain in his arms to slowly twist and break the chair's joint. Quietly. Silently. While everyone watched each other. He stepped forward. He looked the alien in the eyes. "Kill me," he said. The room went silent. The Uroth tilted its head. "That is not the test." "It is now," Jonah said. "Let them go. Take me. You cannot choose yourself." "I just did." The alien paused. For the first time, it seemed confused. Maya gasped. Kale shouted, "No, Jonah." But Jonah didn't move. He stood tall. "You want to test what a human does?" he asked. "We don't leave people behind. We protect our own. That's what it means to be human." The Uroth was quiet. Then it said, "Interesting." And everything went black. Darkness. Silence. Jonah felt like he was falling, but there was no wind. No weight. Only emptiness. His body floated, but his mind was awake. He tried to speak, but no words came out. Then light. A small white room. Pure white. No walls. No doors. Just space. He stood alone. Suddenly, a voice echoed all around him. It wasn't the Uroth from before. This voice was deeper. Older. Colder. "You chose death. For yourself. Unacceptable." Jonah turned in place. "Who's there?" "We are the tribunal," said the voice. "We observe the tests. We judge the species. You were chosen as the human representative." Jonah took a deep breath. "And what now? You kill me? You destroy Earth?" "Your decision changed the test," said the voice. "No human has ever done this. Others beg. Others cry. You stood." Jonah didn't move. "I didn't do it to impress you. I did it because it was right." "Right," the voice repeated, almost with curiosity. "Explain this word." Jonah narrowed his eyes. "Right means doing what protects others, even if it costs you everything." A moment of silence. Then the voice said, "Most species we test act with logic. They save the stronger. Or the more useful. You gave up your own life. For no gain." "It's not no gain," Jonah answered. "My sister lives. My friend lives. That's enough." Another pause. Then, for the first time, Jonah saw something. Figures began to appear, tall, strange shapes. Dozens of Uroth, floating around him. Their black eyes watched closely, like scientists with a rare sample. Some looked angry. Others, confused. A few, impressed. A taller Uroth stepped forward. "This test was designed to break you," it said. "To reveal your selfishness. Your fear. But you refused." Jonah nodded. "You want to know what humans are? We're more than fear. More than logic. We feel. We fight. We protect. And when someone tries to make us choose who lives and who dies, we find a way to save both." "But you offered your own life." "Yes," Jonah said. "Because they deserve to live. Not me." The Uroth spoke again. "Yet, you live." Jonah blinked. "What?" "Your physical body is unharmed," said the alien. "This was a simulation. A high-stress moral trial. Your kind calls it a no-win scenario." Jonah's jaw clenched. So it was all fake. The emotions were real. The pain was real. The consequences, had you failed, also real. Jonah stayed quiet. Another Uroth stepped forward. "You passed the test. But more importantly, you changed it. You gave us data we never expected." Jonah raised an eyebrow. "And what happens now?" "You return to your ship. Your people will live. For now." "For now?" Jonah asked. "You bought time," said the tribunal. "But your species is still young. Still unstable. We will observe longer. You gave them a chance. Jonah took a deep breath. I'll take that. Everything around him began to glow. Bright white light surrounded his body. The Uroth began to fade. The room disappeared. And suddenly, he woke up. Jonah gasped for air. His back hit the cold metal floor of the ship. The lights above flickered. He was in the same room, but everything had changed. His arms were free. No pain. No blood. Maya ran to him. She was crying. You're alive. Kale pulled him up. We thought you were gone, man. Jonah stood slowly. The room was empty. The Uroth, gone. He looked at his sister. Then at his friend. He didn't speak for a long time. Finally, he said, it wasn't a test of strength. Or brains. It was a test of heart. Kale frowned. And we passed. Jonah looked toward the stars, visible through the window. For now, he said. The ship was quiet. Jonah sat alone in the control room, staring out into space. The stars looked peaceful, but his mind was anything but. He kept hearing the Uroth's voice in his head. You gave them a chance. Not peace. Not safety. Just a chance. Kale entered the room and dropped into the chair across from him. He had 2 cups in his hands. Coffee. Kale said. Jonah nodded. Thanks. They drank in silence for a moment. Kale finally spoke. You were gone for hours. But your body never moved. You didn't breathe. Maya was panicking. I thought we lost you. I thought I was dead too, Jonah said. But they wanted more than death. Kale raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? Jonah looked straight at him. It was never just about choosing between 2 people. It was about how we value life. About sacrifice. The Uroth don't feel the way we do. They don't understand love. Loyalty. Family. Kale leaned back in his chair. So they tested it? They tested me, Jonah replied. And now, they're watching all of us. The door behind them opened. Maya walked in, holding a data pad. We need to talk, she said. Jonah sat up straighter. What is it? Maya placed the data pad on the table. A hologram appeared above it. It showed Earth, surrounded by small red dots. Dozens of them. They left something behind, she said. Probes. Disguised as satellites. Each one is Uroth technology. Jonah stared at the hologram. They're monitoring Earth. Yes, Maya answered. And not just Earth. Mars, the colonies, even the outer moons. They're watching how we live. How we treat each other. Kale frowned. Like an experiment. Exactly, Maya said. We're still in the test. The first part was just personal. Now, it's about all of us. Jonah rubbed his face. The weight of the truth pressed down hard. They want to know if humans are worth keeping, he whispered. And if we're not, they'll erase us, Maya finished. On a distant planet, inside a massive Uroth command station, thousands of beings stood in silence. They stared at one screen. On it, Jonah's image appeared. His words, his decisions, his sacrifice replayed again and again. A tall Uroth commander walked into the room. This subject shows anomaly, it said. He acted outside predictive patterns. Another Uroth nodded. Humans show contradiction. Logic mixed with emotion. Sacrifice without clear gain. They are unstable, said a third voice. But, they are also unique. The leader walked forward. Prepare the next phase. We need to push harder. Deeper. If they can change the pattern, they may change the future. The lights dimmed. And the countdown began. Jonah stood at the command console. A message had just come through. It wasn't from Earth. It was from them. The screen showed a new set of coordinates. Deep space. Uncharted. Dangerous. Maya, read the data. It's a Uroth beacon. They want you to go there. Jonah's hands clenched into fists. Another test. Kale shook his head. Why you again? I represent us now, Jonah said. Whether I like it or not. He looked at them both. I need you with me. We started this together. We finish it the same way. Maya nodded. We go. Kale smiled. You had me at dangerous. Jonah turned back to the screen. He pressed the coordinates. The engines roared to life. The stars outside began to shift. One more test. One more chance to prove humanity's worth. But this time, it wasn't just about him. This time, the whole species was under the spotlight. The ship moved faster than light. Stars stretched into lines. Space became a blur. Jonah stood at the front window, watching. The silence in the ship was heavy. Maya worked at the console. Her face was pale. Kale cleaned his weapon, but even he looked nervous. No one spoke for a long time. Finally, the ship slowed. They had arrived. But there was no planet. No station. Just a black void. In the center, a massive structure floated in space. It was shaped like a sphere, but cracked down the middle. Like a broken eye. Jonah stepped forward. What is that? Maya stared at the screen. I don't know. It's not on any map. It's not natural. It's ancient. A voice echoed through the ship. Cold. Familiar. Enter. The Uroth had been waiting. The ship moved forward on its own. The controls locked. They couldn't stop it. Inside the sphere, the lights turned on blue, sharp, and full of motion. Like the place was alive. The ship landed. A door opened. Jonah looked at Maya and Kale. No weapons, he said. They want something else. Let's find out what. They stepped into a long hallway. The walls pulsed like they were breathing. Symbols moved along the surface, alien writing, glowing red. They reached a wide room with 3 pillars. Each pillar lit up as they approached. Then, from above, a massive Uroth descended. Taller than all the others they had seen. Covered in glowing armor. Its eyes burned like fire. You are the human who broke the first test, it said. Jonah stepped forward. I didn't break it. I answered it. The Uroth tilted its head. That is, not normal. Jonah looked around. None of this is normal. The Uroth raised its hand. The floor shifted. A large screen appeared. On it, war. Violence. Hunger. Pollution. Earth, at its worst. This is your species, the alien said. Greed. Pain. Self-destruction. Jonah's jaw tightened. That's not all we are. The screen changed. Now it showed rescue missions. Families hugging. Doctors saving lives. A soldier carrying a wounded enemy. This is also your species, the Uroth said. Why? Jonah looked at the images. His voice was calm. Because we fight. Not just each other. But for each other. We fall. We rise. We fail, but we try again. The Uroth studied him. Many species say this. Few prove it. It raised a second hand. A new image appeared. Earth, again. But now, a countdown. 1 hour. What is this? Maya asked. Final test, said the Uroth. You must stop it. Without violence. Without weapons. Only with your voice. Kale stepped forward. You mean, talk Earth out of destroying itself? Correct. Jonah stared at the countdown. How? The Uroth pointed at the pillar behind him. Speak. All of humanity will hear. Jonah stepped to the pillar. It lit up. A camera opened. He saw Earth on the screen. Billions of people. Waiting. His hands shook. Maya touched his shoulder. They'll listen. Kale nodded. Make it count. Jonah looked into the camera. He took a breath. Then he began. People of Earth, my name is Jonah Reed. I speak to you not as a captain, or a soldier, or a hero. I speak as a human. He paused. Right now, we're being watched. Judged. Not by gods. Not by machines. By another race. Ancient. Powerful. They want to know if we're worth saving. The screen showed faces, people from every continent. Listening. They've seen our worst. But they've also seen our best. And they gave me one chance. To speak. To remind us of who we are. He looked straight ahead. We hurt each other. Yes. We make mistakes. But we also build. We protect. We love. That matters. He pointed at the screen. This is not about power. It's about heart. And if we can't show it now, we lose everything. Jonah leaned closer. So today, help someone. Forgive someone. Protect someone. Show the galaxy who we really are. He stepped back. The countdown paused. Then, stopped. Silence. Then one by one Uroth screens across the galaxy turned off. The test was over. The room was quiet. Jonah lowered his head. His heart pounded in his chest. The message was out. The whole world had heard him. But now, there was nothing to do but wait. The Uroth leader floated above them in silence. Its eyes closed. Behind it, the glowing walls dimmed. Everything around them felt still, too still. Then, the alien spoke. Transmission complete. Emotional resonance, strong. Global reaction, observed. Jonah looked up. And the Uroth tilted its head. You succeeded. Maya gasped. Kale exhaled hard, like he'd been holding his breath the whole time. Jonah took a step forward. So, we passed. Not passed. Not failed, said the Uroth. Changed. Jonah frowned. What do you mean? Another screen lit up. It showed Earth again, but not just war or peace. This time, it showed choices. Every person who had watched Jonah's speech, now doing something different. A man threw away a gun. A mother hugged her child instead of shouting. A soldier helped a wounded stranger. A young girl planted a tree in a broken park. Not perfect. Not fixed. But different. You are not a peaceful race, said the Uroth. You are not wise. Not yet. But, the alien paused. You have something we do not understand. Hope. Even in chaos. Jonah nodded slowly. It's messy. It hurts. But it keeps us going. The Uroth floated down to his level. For the first time, it looked respectful. You are not ready to join the galaxy. But, you are ready to live. Suddenly, the black cracks on the Uroth sphere began to glow. The ancient structure vibrated, then released a massive wave of light. The message was clear. Earth would not be destroyed. Humanity had been spared. Days later, Jonah, Maya, and Kale stood on the landing deck of their home base. Crowds cheered. Journalists screamed their names. But Jonah didn't smile. He stood silently, staring up at the sky. A young reporter pushed through and asked, Captain Reed. How does it feel to be the man who saved the world? Jonah shook his head. I didn't save the world, he said. We all did. He walked away from the cameras. That night, a final transmission came through. Not to Jonah. Not to the government. But to everyone on Earth. A simple message. Humanity has passed the first trial. There will be more. We will return. Until then, become what you can be. The message ended. And just like that, the Uroth vanished from the solar system. But the message remained in every mind, in every heart. Jonah stood on a balcony, watching kids play in the park below. Maya joined him, holding 2 mugs of coffee. You really think they'll come back? She asked. Jonah nodded. Yes. But next time, it won't be just a test. It'll be something bigger. Kale walked up behind them. Well, then we'd better be ready. Jonah smiled. We will be. They stood together, not as heroes, but as humans flawed, hopeful, stubborn, and unbreakable. Because they had learned the truth. When given the impossible choice, humanity doesn't break. It chooses to rise.